We've got Waymo cars driving themselves completely autonomously. We've got Tesla full self-driving continuing to improve. And yes, it does keep getting better. I've tried it personally. We also have the Tesla Model Y in Austin that, when is completed in the production line, is driving itself to the dealership and to delivery to some people's houses in some cases. And then on top of that, we have Elon Musk saying, self-driving is here. It's going to be soon, which whatever he says, times it by 100 and then times that by 10, because he likes to overpromise and underdeliver. That being said, the full self-driver revolution has already begun. It begs the question, at what point are we going to be seeing people driving cars and thinking, that's weird, that's not happening anymore? I mean, at what point will there be more self-driving cars than people driving cars? And there's a few questions we have to ask. Number one, at what point will the technology be there? Well, it's not there yet. I mean, I guess you could argue it is there. I mean, it's there with Waymo. Waymo has deployed their self-driving cars, if you haven't seen them, in Arizona and California. They work. You can get a ride in them. You can pay for them. I mean, it's fully up and running. It's not done. There's always improvements, and they haven't launched to everywhere, but it is certainly happening. And the Tesla full self-driving, again, it exists. It's not perfect, but it exists, and it continues to get better. I've seen videos of full self-driving put people into scary situations and it really not be a good idea. And then I've also seen videos of it saving people's lives. There was a left-hand turn where the full self-driving stopped because it saw a car running a red light that would have been in the peripheral vision that the driver probably wouldn't have even seen. So anyways, the question is, when is this going to be the norm? Because it's a really, really good question. And the technology is close. I mean, I don't think you'd be crazy to say we're 5 to 10 years out from, self-driving cars being capable of being mass deployed on the road. I think that is realistic. Now, the laws are going to make it tricky, right? Because if this happens, at what point are people going to start taking naps in their car, right? If there's actual steering wheels in place, and what are the rules about hopping in one of these cars if you don't have a driver's license? I mean, there's so many things to consider. It's not just simply can the car drive itself, because that's already the case. We already know that can happen. But my big question is when is this going to be something that, everyone can afford? Let's just assume right now that Tesla deploys a Robotaxi car that's incredibly affordable. I mean, we're talking like 20 grand, maybe even after tax credits, even cheaper. When you think about that, there would be a mass adoption, right? Well, maybe not. I mean, there's a large amount of people that absolutely refuse to ever drive a Tesla, and they comment on my videos half the time. If you're there, hi, go ahead and let me know down below. If this is something that is, affordable for everyone, there's going to be people that choose not to do it just out of moral reasons or whatever. I'm not judging. You're entitled to think whatever you want. I don't care. Now, there's also the crowd of people that said, I want you to go back 10 years in time, okay? When EVs were brand new. And I would hear people say, by 2030, there's going to be more EVs on the road than gas cars. And I thought to myself, wow, that seems pretty crazy. It didn't seem out of question, though, and it certainly still isn't. I mean, the Model Y was the best-selling car. But there are so many existing cars out there. So many. And it's going to take a long time for these gas cars, especially these Honda Accords and Toyota Camrys and, cars that I drove previously, to just break down. They're not just going to break down and go away. It's not like people, love Teslas and electric cars and are just going to ditch their gas cars. Number one, they don't want to. Number two, there's so much inventory out there. Number three, cars serve, a purpose. And for some people, that's driving 100 miles for work. Some people, that's 20 miles. A lot of people still don't prefer the electric car, no matter how amazing full self-driving. People love their trucks, their gas cars. And I get it. I like my gas car. And I don't know if I could ever go fully electric on both my cars. I'd consider it, but I don't know if I could. There would certainly be trade-offs. And so the point that I'm getting at here is, if it becomes affordable, if it becomes good enough, at what point are people going to say, I still like to drive. I still want to drive. I want to have control. And two, if it's affordable for, the average middle class person, that's still not going to be the average person. I mean, $20,000 to spend on a car, I guess people can go into debt to buy it. But point being, I mean, this adoption is going to ramp up and up, but even if the capacity is there and the affordability is there, I still think in the next 5 to 10 years, again, I could be wrong. I'm not trying to tell the future here. It's anyone's guess, but I wouldn't think that self-driving cars would be the norm. I think they would be common. Again, they already kind of are in some ways, but I personally, I don't think I'd buy a car without a steering wheel. I think I'd love a Tesla with full self-driving capabilities, but I still want to have control to take over. I still like driving from time to time. I'd rather not drive than drive if I had to choose one, but if I had to choose a third option, it would definitely be both. I'd like to have the option. I'll just throw on one more little tidbit here too that's going to be a huge factor. Self-driving costs $8,000 or $100 per month on top of mine an already expensive Tesla. So if we assume that these cars become affordable, so to speak, who's to say that they won't have a monthly subscription? And how many people are going to be willing to do that? I hate paying monthly subscriptions. I do for, Amazon Prime and Netflix, and obviously, I'm paying them, but I hate to add on additional ones. I just haven't been able to get myself to consistently pay for full self-driving because I like autopilot and I like being able to drive. So anyways, that's kind of my rant. Is the question I posed to make this video is how long until it's normal for self-driving cars? Tell me what you think in the comments. I think we're probably about 20 years out from that being like the normal, from, not even the majority. I don't even know if it'll be the majority then. A lot can change in 20 years. I get that. But man, I mean, it's just hard to believe that every single person would say, yeah, I want a Waymo. And, at that point, it would be so cool, by the way, so amazing. But man, that feels really dystopian and scary. So I don't know. End of rant. I would love my car to be able to full self-drive, but I always, emphasis on always, want to be able to take over at the wheel. I don't care how good technology is. I want to just for preference. That's me though. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.